TNA news. Get the banjos and the guitars. Chat. So Mance Warner and Steph DeLander reintroduce themselves.
Since we're new to AMC, let me reintroduce us. And if you're sitting at home wondering who we are, oh, baby, you're about to find out.
You look at a Mance Warner. I fight, I bleed, I walk through people. Every place I go, somebody finds out the hard way.
And I'm the beauty next to my beast, Steph DeLander. Here in TNA, everyone's worried about politicking and climbing the ladder. All we're worried about is stacking bodies.
Here at TNA, there's a whole bunch of talent. They like a family. But the last time old Metzer checked, family don't pay my bills. Violent.
Yeah, so he's all painted face. He's like one of the Tongans over here. Like, what's going on with the gimmick there? I'm all good with it. I'm glad that Steph DeLander's back on TV after trying to get bookings and stuff after she was all injured. And moving along here, Arianna Grace shocked the world and won the TNA Knockouts Championship, and people are pissed off about it. I think it's getting the right kind of heat. It's clearly working considering the ratings that TNA are doing. And this is the last, NXT guy who keeps the TNA belt on NXT. It's good. Everybody has been on this back and forth between NXT and TNA the whole time. Clearly it's paying off for everybody involved. That's all I'll say. Mickie James is back in TNA, and she's feuding with the Elegance brand, which, again, it'll bring eyeballs to what they're doing.
Are you kidding me? We're in Nashville, and it's time for hardcore country. Mickie James is at No Surrender. What is she doing here? She's got no business being out here. The 5-time Knockouts World Champion, the TNA Hall of Famer Mickie James, going right after Ash.
Yeah, I'm down. Bring Mickie back. She can still go. She looks great. Nick Aldis is a playable character. Like, they gave him his wrestling gear and shit. Same with Adam Pearce in 2K26. So Trey Miguel won the international championship. They also had like Jelly Roll and Teddy Swims at No Surrender, and AJ Francis went off on Jelly Roll, and it ruled. Jelly Roll, if you're listening to this, and by the way, shout out Jelly Roll on Star Search. I thought fucking the two finalists were I couldn't believe it was those two, and I think the judging was really bad, but you did good, Jelly Roll. I think he should do a match in TNA against Francis. I think that's a fucking brilliant idea. I think that would do numbers. Francis popped a rating too with his main event. Say what you will, he had a fucking awesome match on TNA. TNA deserves more love. I got to start reviewing their shows, and I'm going to, for you fucking guys, like more in depth on PWT pods. I'm going to, but and I know I keep saying that at the start of the year. I've been fucking sick. Do you guys hear my voice? This is terrible. I can hardly breathe right now through my goddamn nose. But anyways, Trey Miguel won the international championship. He deserves it. Fucking amazing. And it was such a great thing to see. He had Teddy Swims, who's like he's a singer. He's like a Jelly Roll. People think they're related. You need to sub to the channel and tell everybody to sub to PWT, because X is experiencing like fucked up stuff like all day, I guess. It's weird because YouTube blacked out. I lost my trail of thought when I was talking about this before, but YouTube blacked out as well yesterday. You guys can look it up. It fucking was like down worldwide and all this shit, and weird. It was working weird. It was fucked up for me. I tried my desktop, my phone, my television. Everything was fucked on YouTube. And on X, it's experiencing weird things today, where like on live nobody's getting reached, and like it's everyone's experiencing like weird. So when I tried to go live, it was like there's a high volume. StreamYard's experiencing interruptions. X might have disruptions. Learn what to do here, and they like linked me to a troubleshoot page and all this shit. And yeah, I looked it up off to the side here, and yeah, X has been fucked, I guess. So weird conspiracies afoot. They're wiping the files clean, and this is why you need to be subbed to the channel. Our X family are going to have to watch an X replay. Who does that? You know what I'm saying? If you're on X, Tell everyone to subscribe to the fucking channel, okay? Anyways, though, shout out Trey Miguel. He deserves that like a motherfucker. Kazarian announces that actually, sorry, we talked about the Jelly Roll thing. Let's go with that and AJ Francis. Then we'll talk about the re-signings.
Yeah. Mr. Roll, if your fish fillet body built ass ever wants to cross the line, just know that TNA Francis will be waiting for you. Because I'm the ratings draw. That's the reason I go to NXT last summer and the ratings pop. That's why when I'm in TNA, it don't matter if I'm in the main event or the opener, the ratings pop. But I come to no surrender and I'm not even on the card.
They should absolutely run that fucking match if Jelly rolls down. And if he loves pro wrestling like he says and how he's taken to it for exercise and all this shit, he should absolutely do it. So Frankie Kazarian announced that he re-signed with TNA, which is awesome.
You see, for the first time, I am thrilled with TNA management because I recently signed a brand new TNA contract.
Oh, great.
They all boo him.
And with that contract came a much deserved and substantial raise.
Yeah, Kazarian's good shit. He'll end up being a coach. He'll either work for TNA behind the scenes in like a prominent role, like a higher up role, or he'll become like a coach, producer in WWE type thing. So he's good to go. And he's like on a great run now. You could argue Kazarian's never been hotter than he is right now. You could honestly argue that. Because, yeah, it's easy to be on a 2 million viewed show when fucking Hogan's on it, right? It's easy to be on the CM Punk Collision show and think you had a part in the 1.8 or 1.4 million viewers or whatever, right? It's easy to do that, but like to be the reason, like an actual reason why, like why are people tuning in for TNA for the last little while, especially what they launched the AMC thing off of, was to see him lose the fucking belt to Santana or whatever, right? So speaking of being a pivotal role of TNA, Nick Nemeth, the wanted man, he's up all night. He'll be appearing on an iconic late night series. This is from AOL.com. And let's take a look. I think it's just like the Kelly Ripa show or no, former Glow Girl and a TNA star walk into a late night show. Last Halloween, Up All Night is the series. Rhonda Shear. So there you go. But speaking of their ratings in AMC, TNA Impact scored its best audience yet on AMC for last Thursday's episode. Again, they did something spectacular. I'm going to be honest. Everything's playing out as I predicted. You guys know this, right? With the whole TNA thing. Everything's playing out to a fucking T, but it's just happening a little quicker than I anticipated. I didn't think we would see them maintain and actually increase week after week. Now, again, it's a few weeks. This happens. Maybe they go down a little bit, and then if they bounce back, we're going to track all that. But just the fact that they've been doing it when we've seen other wrestling companies have bumps, and we've also seen them have fucking large dips. But TNA's doing this thing where they've shown up and they're just kind of consistently staying steady and growing a little bit by bit by bit. I thought it would take a minute to get to that point. I thought this was a wonky time for TV and we would see a bit of growth and bump and Nielsen switching this and that up. But I'm just so proud and happy for them. This is what I want to see. This is if Dynamite was doing this and it wasn't just like weird wonky ratings every fucking week that we're trying to dissect and that Dave's giving 10 million fucking writing a paragraph for and shit. If we just saw AEW, Dynamite, or Collision make slight improvements like that, that would be awesome. But impacted 254,000 viewers, up 5% from the prior week with a 0.05 in the rate key demo that was unchanged. Per Programming Insiders, always, these numbers don't include AMC Plus or TNA Plus. Shout out Raj for including that in his little write-up here. The audience was the highest on AMC since TNA Impact debuted on January 15th. The 18 to 49 rating was tied with the prior week as the best yet. I just read what's on the prompter. Like at the start of the fucking show, they're just reading off the prompter. I read anything. Fuck you, San Diego. Yeah, it was their best rating. So TNA really deserves that shit. I'm going to start reviewing and dissecting these Impact fucking shows. And I think they're doing good stuff. It's a good balance of we're going to introduce a couple, like a new guy with the Ash by Elegance brand. We're going to introduce like a couple new things. We're going to showcase our core guys, but you're going to get some Mickie Jameses could show up, and you have guys like Nick Nemeth on the show, and they just have a perfect balance of it's not overly ex-WWE. The ex-WWE guys aren't the only over things on the show. You have legends. You could argue Mickie James is a bigger TNA legend than WWE legend. Maybe not. That's debatable, right? But yeah, I want to see them continue to grow, and Collision just did an amazing number for Collision, and because it was like a special again, so everybody tuned in to watch it who's gonna watch it. Like they did a Dynamite number for this Collision show because it was essentially like here's a free pay-per-view. So, and not even like a free pay-per-view, it was just like a television special. They've done 2.5-hour Dynamites, so it's not like this is some fucking, not even a pay-per-view, I'll take that back, but like a special event on a Saturday night main event. It was their version of what Battle of the Belts was supposed to be. This is what Battle of the Belts was supposed to be, was this Grand Slam Australia show, right? Because that's nowhere to be found either. People forget about Battle of the Belts. That was a whole other show. They just abandoned that shit. What they did on Saturday was what Battle of the Belts was supposed to do, similar to a fucking AEW number, because Tone built to it relatively well for Tone. I'll give them that. And hopefully they can turn the ship around, not to make it all about AEW, but Collision did kick TNA's ass this week, although TNA did do a great thing for themselves, and we shouldn't be expecting them to whoop Collision's ass all the time yet, but it's very interesting to see those roughly like 250,000 people. I keep saying it, man. 300,000, 30%, Brian. Okay, there's like 250,000 people that just kind of will float in and watch a Dynamite if there's like a Joe versus this guy in a cage, or like it's blood and guts, or they'll also float in and watch a Collision if it's like, hey, Grand Slam, or they'll float in and watch a fucking whatever. So like, why aren't they watching on Max? How do the Max numbers take a hit? If that's the case, I don't know, but I would love to see what the AMC Plus and TNA Plus numbers are. If I were them, I'd be fully transparent about it, or I'd at least just put out a rounded high statement if I was TNA about what they roughly are combined. Don't even say how many are watching on one or the other, because I think that would just build good faith in fans, because even if they say 50,000, it's like, okay, so what's AEW doing? 100, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000? I don't know about all that. I do not know about all that. And they had a lot of people watching on YouTube. TNA did. So anyways, that, ladies and gentlemen, is TNA news. We're going to talk about Dynamite. I want to tell you guys what I'm seeing. I want to tell you guys what I'm not like.